If you saw my last two videos and said to yourself, Ron, what are you going to make with those exotic wood blocks? Here they are. I made ammo blocks. This one holds 4 rounds, and this one holds 14 rounds. They're held together with magnets so that they're very strong. If you're a gun owner or you have a friend that's a gun owner, these make great gifts. You go to the range, you take some rounds in a nice classy box like this, impress your friends a little bit. This one is made of babinga. I've got some inlay around the edge. This is Fiji mahogany. This is East Indian rosewood. This is black limba. And this is leopard wood. Beautiful, beautiful wood. So if you want to know how I made these, stick around and I'll show you every detail. So let's go. To get started, these are the bowl blanks that I bought online. Now, I've made a video of how to run these through the planer. I built a planer sled. All that is a previous video. Now, if you're going to buy these bowl blanks from woodworking supply houses, don't buy the ones that are completely covered with wax because those are not kiln dried or air dried. I'm going to start with this zebra wood, and I've already ran it through the router to round over the edges. And the dimension of this is it's a 6 by 5 approximately. These are all 5 by 5s, and they're 2 inches thick. Okay, I've got my block cut out here. Edges are rounded over. I've sanded it down to almost a finished sanding. Some of the things you're going to need is a pencil, a square, small square, large square, it'll work. Also a little bit of blue tape and a ruler and a Forstner bit, and then also the round that you're going to use. First of all, I'm going to lay the round on there and figure out where I want this to be. So I'm going to make a mark right here where the top of it is and one down here where the bottom of it is. I'm going to leave just a little bit of extra length there. And then I'm going to find the center of this block and cut it in half this way. I'll leave a link in the description to Amazon to buy this micro jig push block. This thing works great. It's really secure. It's adjustable in so many ways. Now take a square and those marks I made earlier for the length of the round, put a mark on the end of each one of these. Now put the block back together and make sure that you have the wood grain correct, that it's not flipped over. That's very important. And then take a little blue tape, put on there, and one on there. If you want to, you can put a T for top and a B for bottom. I want to find where these rounds are going to be. I want 2 rows of 7 rounds each. So I take the overall dimension, which is 5 3/4, and I divide that by 8 spaces, or 7 rounds and 8 spaces. 5 3/4 divided by 8 spaces ends up with 3/4 of an inch between the center of each space. Next, I'll take the 5 3/4 and I'll divide that in half so I can find the center line, and that center line is 2 7/8. So come in here and make a mark at 2 7/8. There's the center of my board. Now then, I'll mark 3/4 of an inch in each direction. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds. Now here's the first time that these pieces of tape are important. I've got marks on this side, but I don't have any marks on this side. So I take the 2 pieces and fold them in like that. And then I'll take a square here and mark across both. Next, I need to draw lines where the rounds are going to set. Now, rather than trying to do a lot of math, I'm just going to set a couple of them in there and see where I like them. If that's set, that looks pretty good there. And then I just take a square and put it to the center of the round, which is a 1/2 inch. Now I simply take my little square and draw a line. Whoop. There, flip it like that. Now I've got a perfect grid. Next thing I need to do is lay out for the magnets. And I'm going to put the magnet on each end. So I've found the center. And I'll make a mark. Now, the important thing is that you make this center mark from the same side on both blocks. It's just here. I'll do it on the opposite side of the tape. Doesn't matter. So I'm going to make a center mark right there. So now I've got all the points to drill the holes marked. The last step before we drill is I'll take a pick and put a mark at each one of those cross pieces, because the little point on the bit will fit down in there and it will self-center itself. Now this very corner one right here, this last corner one, I'm going to offset that just a little bit, about that much, and I'll have to do it in both pieces. And the reason I do that is when these two pieces go together like this, it could possibly, if everything is perfect, they could possibly get switched around because they won't have this tape on here. But if you offset just one of those rounds just a little bit, it won't let it go all the way together if it's not lined up. Okay, I've got my drill press set up. I've set the depth stop to coincide with that line that I made earlier for the depth. I've got my fence set up so that it will follow those lines right down through there. I've got my shop vac to get rid of the dust, so it's time to start drilling. Okay, there's two holes. I'm not going to show you all of that, but as you can see, they're going to work fine here. When these are all drilled, I'll be right back. All the holes are drilled. Now it's time to drill the holes for the magnets. What I did was I took a magnet and stuck it on the side of the bit, put a little line around it. Now these tapes are very important in this step. You have to make sure that you keep the same side of the block against that fence to get it in the proper place. Okay, all the holes are drilled. Now I want to show you what I'm talking about with one hole being off center. Let's just drop a couple of these rounds in here, one there and one there, and then this is the hole that's off center, so I'll put one in there. Okay. Now then, if you line these up like it's supposed to be, let me get it here, it goes right together. If you line it up so the grain isn't lined up, it won't go together. So that really helps keeping it lined up like that. All the holes are drilled. Now it's time to glue in the magnets. I just mixed up some JB Weld. It's just two-part epoxy I get at the big box store. And then I just take a little piece of dowel, dab a little in there in each hole. And then I've taken the magnets, I put them on each side of a piece of aluminum. That way I know that they're not going to oppose each other when I put them down in there. So I'm going to put that one in first. Slide it off. Then I'll turn that one over. Drop it in. Do the same thing on the other side. Take the magnets. Drop one down in. Take the other magnet. Drop it in. Now then it's just a matter of wait till it dries. Okay, now it's time to put some finish on this. My favorite go-to is this Minwax polyurethane wipe-on poly. It's great for small projects. I just put it in a small container, take an old t-shirt, wrap it up into a little plier there. While I was making this one, I also made 8 other ammo blocks out of some different kinds of wood and different sizes. So if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll have some beauty shots of those. Now this first coat you can put on a little kind of thick, but don't overdo it. The coats that come after this, why, I'll only put them on kind of thin. And I'll probably end up putting 4 coats on to get the finish that I like. If you like this video, check out my other woodworking videos. I'll see you on my next one.